and welcome to the Unofficial Controller Podcast, your weekly gaming podcast, episode 138. RG2. You're not a droid, you're a human being. RGT, Sue, and Bobby too. With me, George, and as always, joined this week by Bobby and the mighty RGT. Fumble in the car park to I'm falling in love with you. How's it going?
I'm going well, thank you. How are you, George? Had a good week?
I'm doing great. Let's welcome back the mighty Viking Lord, Bobby boy. How's it going, Bobby?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Yeah, I am doing good. So while we've got you, because I'm sure since the description of the best thighs on the East Coast all that time ago, what you been up to?
I've been up to a lot. It's been, I don't know, a few months.
Yeah.
So I remodeled my kitchen.
Does Tom know that you've remodeled his kitchen?
It had to be done. There was lots of echoes, lots of hollow walls. You know how it is. Had to board them up, make sure it was secure.
Lots of evidence.
You know, I painted my entire aunt's house. Her whole house I painted.
Wow.
And I play lots of video games. Not sure where we left off, but
I think it was like Horizon Zero Dawn, Gran Turismo 7 sort of era. So what
we've been recently FIFA 23. I've been trying to get into all that. I haven't really played FIFA. I was more of a PES guy. I'm getting the hang of it now, and I said I'm gonna try career mode, and I decided to be manager of Ipswich.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Good
I thought there was
Bobby.
too much pressure for Manchester right now, and I have to win. I feel like if I'm in Ipswich and I lose some games, it's okay. Morale.
We're used to losing, so that's good.
I'm gonna try to get us up there. That's for you, RGT. I figured it'd be
legend.
Honor my boy. So what I can.
Other than the yearly update of FIFA, which, you know, God rest his soul, it's the last EA FIFA that we will see, possibly, maybe. I don't know. You might be a FIFA soccer kind of guy, or you might not be, or whatever, EA soccer guy, whatever it's going to get called. Any other little gems that you've enjoyed?
I'll tell you what I recommend.
Okay.
Infirmax. I'm going to write it up for one of my horror reviews. It's very new school meets old school Castlevania for like this generation. Yeah, you can even put the Konami code in and get a character from Contra.
Oh, that's cool.
And he got a gun and he's shooting people instead of with a sword and shield. Pretty, honestly, really amazing. Me and my stepfather platinumed Elden Ring together. And now my boy Marlon's joined us to get his platinum. I did Sniper Elite 5 with my boy Marlon. We knocked that out, got the platinum for that. Cowabunga Collection, amazing. Turtles, Shredder, Revenge.
Yeah.
Good. That's really... we did Demon Souls 2, me and my stepfather. We platinumed that together.
Okay. So the only reason this show can exist is because you're a gamer. I just flick through Games Master magazine from 5 years ago every once in a blue moon. That's where I get my news from. Well, you've answered one of the biggest questions on every listener's lips, which is, Bobby, how's your boy Marlon?
He's doing good.
How's he keep? Excellent. Any news from the Marlon family?
No, he got his new patio. He got that done right before summer ended. It's beautiful. We went out there. We might go again November.
Just to sit on the patio, let the crisp fall air.
He's coming next. He might come to my house next Saturday. We're going to do our 6th annual horror movie night watch along.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay. Let me preempt an RGT and Georgie Boy show only next week. He'll sit up like the Undertaker. Okay. Well, while you take a slug of Joe, Bobby, it's time to turn to the immortal RGT and ask you what you've been doing this fine week.
Been getting on with the games I was playing last week.
Wait, no, hang on. What have you been doing?
Oh, what have I been doing?
Shed treating you well?
Yes, very well. Yeah, I've been off this week off work. So been doing some jobs at home and then sneaking up to the shed in the afternoon and playing a bit of Forza Motorsport, trying to get my way through that. I've hit a bit of a brick wall at the moment because it's a bit grindy to get the cash, to get the cars, to keep getting through the levels. But I'm level 23 at the moment. So I think it goes up to 50. So, yeah, then okay. A bit more FIFA. I'm 31 games into my League 2 season with Swindon at the moment. But I've gone up to legendary level at the moment because I found it a bit too easy, if I'm honest. I was beating team 7-0 and it was just getting a bit ridiculous. So I've cranked it up for a bit of a challenge.
Have you ever considered that maybe you've outgrown the FIFA franchise and playing it on that level and still winning 7-0 is a sign that you might need
a life?
A girlfriend?
Yeah, definitely. I was thinking that when I was putting the levels up, thinking I've played this game for about 10 years now.
Yeah, I'm worried about you. That's all. It comes from
I'm worried about me. Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest, I am. Yeah.
Right into the Discord, put a care package together.
This guy's on legendary. I'm a semi-pro.
Yeah, you'll soon get it, Bobby. You'll soon get it. Once you get the flow of it, just go.
You're on legendary. You're on semi-pro. I'm on jumpers for goalpost, boys. If that's not a difficulty level on FIFA, I quit. Wow.
But yeah, and then last night I actually downloaded and had a quick go on Watch Dogs Legion.
I mean, why the hell not?
Yeah, I was FIFA'd out, so I thought I'll try a bit of Watch Dogs. I've only played about an hour and a half, but no, quite enjoying it so far. I didn't think I would. I tried the other Watch Dogs, weren't really into them, but quite enjoying it.
Can't afford a day trip to London? Don't worry, son.
Yeah, it reminded me a bit.
Got Watch Dog Legions at home.
Had that sort of getaway vibe to driving around London. So yeah, I quite enjoyed it so far.
Right, okay. Well, obviously, none of us really know London like the back of our hands. Although I've had some time down there recently, I've thoroughly enjoyed myself. But I wouldn't want to stay there more than a couple of nights because I'll be honest with you, it's exhausting. I find all big cities exhausting. I can't see the sky. I don't know where I am. Where's the sun? What time is it? My sundial doesn't work on my wrist unless I get sun directly on it. I don't know what day it is. I don't know where I am. I sort of freak out. I
should get down there more, really. I mean, I only live an hour and a half away. I should really go to London more, but
should be your playground.
Yes. Yeah, it should be. Don't go enough.
No. Well, just to round things off in this rather interesting session with these two good-looking studs and one, I don't know what I am, Wurzel Gummidge type scarecrow character. I've been playing a little bit more Last of Us 2. Enjoying that now. Crossed over into the Abby storyline. Always interesting. Spoilers for probably 100-year-old game at this point. But when you go in as Ellie and you take the dog down and then you see all the hand on the table and you're like, oh, who are these people? The first time you play it through, these people are dirt. But then when you see it from Abby's point of view, where Alice the dog has been mercilessly murdered on the floor and, you know that no intrigue has gone on, but you were the one who did this the first time round as Ellie, you feel like, and when you're doing it, it's like, I've got to get this done, got to get in there and beat up Abby, traditional, here's the big boss baddie game, here we go, in we go, like, oh, no, actually, things have unraveled. Then when you revisit it as Abby and you're like, oh, the dog, I did that, oh, I'm dirt, I deserve it all, and then the hand, I made a judgment, who am I to make that judgment? They were saving someone's life, a stranger, a scar as well, these people are dirt.
What I love about that, right, is like there is no real bad guy story.
That's the best bit about it.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. It's all about the perspective of the story. Because in Valhalla, you love it. You're a Viking. You're sacking England. It's great. But in Ghost of Tsushima, you're being sacked. You don't like it no more, do you?
No, that's true.
Same thing in The Last of Us 2. That's why I thought it was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah,
revenge is that game. It's evil, man. That's what it is.
When you want a different take, You turn to New York's finest, and he delivers it on a white porcelain plate with the finest silver cutlery you've ever been handed in your life. Talking of a nice experience, I would love an Android myself because I've been playing Detroit Become Human, and
you started it then.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's good, isn't it?
It's good.
Oh, I told you.
Good.
Why have I never played this before? That's good, that is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I like that game.
Yeah.
And much like I've played all of the Quantic Dream games, Nomad Soul, I don't know if that was Quantic Dream, it was David Cage, Fahrenheit, Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls.
Yeah.
This is the final evolutionary form of that franchise, that David Cage formula, because it's the Beyond Two Souls I really liked. It may be my favorite one up until now, and without even having finished Detroit, I'm already knowing that this game is far higher quality. The interactions are better. The switch between the options is more seamless. When it pans out in the Until Dawn style butterfly effect, and you realize how you think, I don't know how that could have gone down. There's absolutely no way that could have gone down differently. And then it's like, down.
That's incredible, yeah.
Down. You're like, oh, that could have gone down very differently. So, yeah, I think that is really amazing. And I'm looking forward to playing a little bit more of that. Well, with all the intros, what you've been playing and all that sort of drivel out the way, those that know the format of the show, so everyone other than me, but my two co-hosts and every listener will know, it's time for the news. We scour the very darkest region of the internet to bring you the latest stories. First up, I don't know. This is a bat-themed story, Bobby. Do you want to lead with it, or do you want me to? I mean, tradition normally dictates I go first, but
no. I mean, it's up to you. Go ahead. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me present this news to you like a freshly served piece of foie gras on a silver platter. Is that bat flying slow on purpose? Many have criticized the extended period of cross-gen releases we've seen on Xbox Series X and PS5, but slowly we're beginning to see more new-gen exclusive titles. Gotham Knights is one such game, originally scheduled to release on PS4 as well. Developer Warner Brothers Montreal ultimately scrapped the last-gen version in order to realize its vision. Unfortunately, that vision is restricted to 30 frames per second on the latest consoles. After heavy speculation on the subject, executive producer Fleur Marty confirmed on Discord that there'll be no performance option in the upcoming game due to the types of features we have in our game, like providing a fully untethered co-op experience and a highly detailed open world. It's not as straightforward as lowering the resolution and getting high frames per second, she wrote. For this reason, our game does not have a performance stroke quality toggle option and will run at 30 FPS on consoles. Obviously, I think this is pretty obvious. We're not developers. We're barely podcast public. And there's a prime example of why we're not podcasters either. So can't fully appreciate the challenges involved here. But what we do know is that 60 FPS. Do you know?
Put your teeth in, George.
Is it okay for me to quit on air? Because I feel it's probably time. But what we do know is that 60 FPS has become an expected standard this generation, and it's actually now rare for it not to be an option. Hopefully, it's something that developers can look at post-release. Of course, in here and now, we just hope it's able to deliver a smooth and steady 30 frames per second, as combat-heavy titles like this really benefit from a responsive frame rate. As my experience with Kenna showed me, George, start focusing on the shadows of that log and focus on how quickly your inputs go in and how soon you whack that little cretin. Let's, first of all, throw this down to Bobby. He's a big Bat fan. First of all, Gotham Knights, you excited?
Yeah, I mean, not as much as before, but I'm looking forward to it. Me and my brother already said we're going to get it, so I have at least someone to play with.
Okay, and do you think that 30 FPS rather than 60 is going to be something you notice or care about?
To be honest, I really wouldn't know too much. I mean, I have the HDR TV and everything, so if it looks good, then it's fine. If it's not jumpy. But I wouldn't know if it was 30 frames or 60 frames, to be honest. That's just me.
As RGT would say, grass on the pitch, play on.
Yeah. That's it.
I don't quite know what he's referring to at times when he says that, but I take it's frames per second and graphics. So
Definitely.
RGT. So with that said,
Definitely.
okay. What do you think about this whole 30 frames? Because we were meant to be entering the 4K, 60 FPS. I do believe last time I checked the box, it said 8K, the PS5 as well.
Yeah.
Which I sometimes think we're struggling to do 1080p on this bad boy. So is this a startling revelation? Are you frustrated as a gamer that we're not seeing 4K 60?
Yeah, definitely. I don't think 30 frames per second is good enough at all. I mean, from playing games like Ratchet and Clank and playing Guardians of the Galaxy, those two games, if you had it in, the more pretty mode, if you swapped it then over to performance mode, it was night and day. How smooth those two games were from going to 60. And I think with this, I think they should really be aiming at 60 minimum now. I mean, the machines are capable of doing 120. The machines, these next gen machines have been out 2 years, so they should really. I mean, I suppose if it's locked at 30, you're probably going to play. You're probably going to get used to it, and after a couple of hours, you won't notice because it's just how the game is. But I think if they ever done a patch or an update to 60, you would notice a big difference. How smooth those games are. I think me personally, I think it's quite poor.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Do you like video games, podcasts, and reminiscing? I'm actor, video game writer, and total sweetie pie Connor Savage McCabe, and on each episode of Call Me By Your Game, I sit down with a guest for an intimate look at a special game from their past. Did you and your dad beat Spyro the Dragon over the holidays? Or was Halo 4 the one thing that united your roommates during your senior year of college? Stories like these are what Call Me By Your Game is about. From video game content creator Janet Garcia to Hades voice actor Courtney Vinay's, I interview wonderful comedians and game industry friends about these memories. Check us out wherever you get your podcasts, and maybe someday you'll call me by your game.
Yeah, my take on it is, let's see what Fleur has said. It's difficult for us to do this open world co-op experience untethered while doing the higher frame rate. Okay, fair enough. Game's been in development an awful long time. It was a PS4 game. It's now a PS5 and Series X game.
That might be why, if it was originally
what will it affect? If I go into a game from the start and it's 30 frames per second, I'm totally fine with it. In fact, more often than not, when I've played the next gen games or current gen games as they are now, I've chosen the pretty option over the frame rates. That caught me out in some games like Kenner. As soon as I switched it to 60, I could play the game and it didn't feel like I was wading through porridge. But if there's only a 30 FPS option, that's all you can play as long as it's steady and smooth and doesn't fluctuate one little bit. Have that bottleneck and feeling like you're walking through glue. As long as that's not there, hey, do you know what? I think it will be okay.
Yeah, like I say, I think if it's locked at that, I think you'll probably more likely get used to it because it's how the game is. There's nothing to compare it to, so that'll probably be something that is, you get used to as you play. But that's a shame it is 30. But like you say, if it's probably too much for them to do with what they're making, then, maybe that's why they're struggling. But
let's do a quick poll. There's only 3 of us, so it will no doubt be, probably one of the most respected polls in the industry. I've gone, and this is the level of detail we're putting into this, I've gone from being mildly curious to finding out some more details about the game and being not interested at all to thinking, I need a game. I really need a game. Gotham Knights has gone from 0 to hero in my eyes. It's probably my most anticipated title within the next 12 days. Please, or however long it is, please let this be above average. I'm a little bit disappointed it's not part of the Arkham series of games, but Warner Brothers Montreal probably made my favourite Batman game. Controversial. Bobby, don't look at me like that. I'm still a human being. I've got feelings.
100% agree, yeah.
I'm allowed to like that one. But yeah, I've gone from where I was to where I'm at now. In order of how I see you, RGT, are you mildly curious about this game, or is it dead to you?
I'm a bit similar to you. When it first was announced, which was quite a while ago, I sort of was a bit intrigued, and then it just faded away. I think the longer you hear about a game before it comes out, I get a bit less interested. But now, like you say, I need to get off FIFA. So it's looking quite appealing at the moment. And I've seen a couple of trailers now. I think it looks quite interesting. I quite like the way the combat looks. So I'm going to give it a go, definitely.
So Gotham Knights is like the girlfriend you need right now, the person that's going to get you off FIFA.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. And then to round things out with Gotham's finest, Bobby, where are you on the scale? Just remind us again.
I mean, I'm excited for it. Like, you know, if it's coming out, if it was delayed, it wouldn't bother me. It's one of those. I'm looking forward to it only because I know I have a co-op partner, at least.
Your boy,
co-op game.
Your boy Marlon.
No, my brother Scott.
How is
I don't
Scott?
know. I don't know if Marlon's a superhero guy, really, to be honest. I mean, he watches the movies, but I don't know if he plays the games.
How is Scott?
He's doing good.
Is he behaving himself?
Yep, he's doing his complaining about Madden 23. He wants to get NHL 23. He's a huge sports guy. So sports have sucked in his life, for sure.
Sucked in his life like a vacuum, or sports has generally been quite sucky for him?
No, he's been consumed by it.
Okay.
He's been consumed by it. Yeah.
I don't know, sucked in or sucked off. They're all very different things. Okay, next bit of news. Who wants this tasty morsel?
I'll do it. The Lawnmower Man slims down, which is what I'm trying to do, actually.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
You don't need to slim down, you sexy hunk of beef.
I got to drop like at least 25 pounds.
No.
We all have to drop 25 pounds.
But I got to do it. But here we go. PSVR 2's official instruction manuals are being printed ahead of the product's launch next year. The images of the paperwork shared on Twitter include a 2023 copyright notice and some major details on the specifications, as spotted by virtual reality fanatic Brad Lynch. It looks like Sony has brought down the overall weight of the headset, with the dev kit weighing in at 630 grams, which in USA, I have no idea what that is. And the final product coming in is at 560 grams. That's a huge and very welcome reduction. There's not a massive amount we can infer from the documentation, really. It shows how the PSVR 2's headset connects to the PS5 console using the single USB-C port in the front of the system. It also makes many references to the PSVR 2's Sense controls, practically confirming that they will be bundled with the headset, although this was always expected. Perhaps the most exciting thing here is that the product must be nearing launch now, with the platform holder seemingly prepping up to build up inventory. It's reported that the manufacturer could ship as many as 2 million headsets at launch, which is a huge number considering the amount of initial base of its new gen console.
630 grams, I don't know. That must weigh at least the half a cook. 630 grams, maybe a cooked chicken. Okay. Small one. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here, as my American cousins would say. 460 grams. A couple of bags of Haribo. I don't know.
Because when right away I hear grams, I think of
God, we're technical here, aren't we?
Some Scarface type, cocaine.
Okay. Let's look at it this way. 1,000 grams. Let me get my school book out. Yeah, 1,000 grams is a kilogram.
My first maths book. Yeah.
Don't. It's upside down. 630 grams. It's less than that. Less than a bag of sugar. And now they've got it under half a bag of sugar.
All right, it's not bad.
I don't know how much the original weighed. So, unless I go hold
Haribos,
it.
I think.
3 bags of Haribo. This weighs barely half a Haribo, singular. I mean, there's a measurement you can get behind. Okay. Let's do the round robin again. Are you, Bobby, excited for the PSVR 2? Will he be partaking?
To be honest, I did one virtual reality session with a headset when I played Resident Evil 7 on it.
Yeah.
It was pretty terrifying. I mean, it felt good, but I don't know if it's for me. So maybe in the future I'll get it if it's like a sale, but probably not now.
Okay. RGT, PSVR 2.
Yeah, got the first version. Really enjoyed that. if I can afford it, I will probably try and get it launch. If not, I'll do what Bobby does and get it later in the sale. But from seeing the specs of it, if they're right, then yeah, I'm on board.
Question. I'm on board.
Mm-hmm.
If I can, I'll get in the queue behind all the scalpers and then everyone else. I might maybe get one, but I'll try and get in that queue. It's great that it's a single cord and it connects through the USB-C on the front of the console. Beautiful, slick, done, headset on, walking around, living your best life. The original PSVR came with a breakout box. Now, yeah, it was attached to USB around the back and then through an HDMI. And if I fell over, God forbid, or tripped, I feel like the breakout box, protected your console. It's like, I will die so the main hunker chunker lover boy there can live. Now we're straight in the front of the USB-C port. It's a different way of tracking. It's inside-out tracking, so you don't need the camera. The headset does all that for you, so you map in the space of the room. That cable lies across where you're going to be excitedly running around like, my God, spinning round.
Yeah. I'll probably use a
around
USB
your neck.
extension.
Like, oh no. Hopefully they give you a long cord.
I'll probably use a USB extension just in case I catch it in my leg. It'll just pull off the extension and not pull out of the machine.
I'd be so sad if that ever happened to anybody, man.
Yeah.
The screen goes black. Like, what's happened here? You wake up with a snake coiled around your legs and your PS5 at your feet in more than one piece.
Oh my God, I would cry. Okay. I would cry.
Yeah,
public service warning. Never going to happen. They've probably thought of this, but you never know. Moving on. Tell me what's next in this wonderful pile of news that we have for everybody this week, RGT.
Sony gets the X Factor. Atlas and Sega are clearly in bed with Xbox for their upcoming Persona ports. As we've known that for a while, not only are the new versions of Persona 5 Royal, Persona 4 Golden and Persona 3 Portable coming to Games Pass, good deal, while PlayStation users have to pay with no upgrade path, Microsoft even managed to place embargoes on key announcement details. Indeed, when the ports were first revealed, nothing was allowed to be said about their release on non-Xbox or PC platforms, namely PS5, PS4, and Nintendo Switch. And again, just recently, Atlas was seemingly unable to mention those same platforms on social media when it confirmed the release date for Persona 3 Portable and Persona 4 Golden. It instead used the catch-all term modern platforms, while the related graphics only showed Xbox logos. So yeah, Xbox and Atlas sitting in a tree, etc. But the deal actually goes further than what we thought, as Gematsu Xbox Series X is getting native versions of Persona 3 Portable and Persona 4 Golden. Meanwhile, the games are limited to PS4 on the PlayStation side of things. There won't be any PS5 ports, at least not yet. In truth, this could well be a non-issue. It's not like these ports for the PSP game and PS Vita game, respectively, have much more to offer on current-gen hardware, or so you'd think. Still, it's yet another instance of PlayStation users being sold short thanks to the deal that is in place between Microsoft and Atlas/Sega. What do you make of this? Should there be native PS5 versions of these ports, or do you doubt that'll even make a difference? Rebel Against Authority in the Discord.
Well, trust you to throw the hot potato in there. I mean, that's a pretty spiker grenade, but you've lobbed it in. You've walked off.
Yep. Hold the pin in.
Blazing dumpster fire behind you, and then you've picked that dumpster up and thrown it in the Discord. I mean, what a legend. I'll give you my thoughts on this for what it's worth, because I think we found out last week no one really cares what I say. They're just here for you two. I don't really have a problem with Atlas and Sega getting in bed with Xbox to pump the living hell out Persona 3, 4, and 5. Persona 4 Golden, obviously the Vita rehash. Persona 3 Portable, obviously the downgraded version to get it onto the PSP of the PS2 Classic. Persona 5 Royale. Royal, whichever way you want to call it, is people haven't been able to play these before. If you're a PlayStation gamer, you've already played these games.
Yeah. If you're a Persona fan and you're a PlayStation user, you would have played them.
Sit down, boys. If you're a Persona fan who only has ever owned an Xbox, question, how the hell did you ever get to be a Persona fan in the first place? So this should be heralded as good news. I like to pull these things out because there's a lot of noise on the old social. Oh, how dare they do this, that, and the other. Now it's all about releasing native ports for that console. These games really existed in the light of Persona 3 Portal and Persona 4 Golden, games that were made for the PSP and for the Vita, sort of locked away legacy systems. They were going to have to do something to bring them to Xbox. So why not just let them crack on? I personally don't have a problem with this. The more people that get to play this series, the better, as far as I'm concerned. RGT, your thoughts, friend?
No, I think I pretty much agree with you. Like I just said, if you're a PlayStation user and you're a Persona fan, you more than likely would have played these. So I don't think it's no big issue if it's not coming over or not yet, or as PS4 versions. I mean, I think it's fine. Like you say, if you're on Xbox, you'd never experienced it before. So yeah, no problems with it at all. I think it's good. It's good for Xbox owners to have a chance to play Persona.
Bobby, give us the stateside take on this.
Yeah, I agree. It's the same. I never played Persona, but I mean, if you love the franchise, then you obviously already had it. So now the Xbox players can play it. It's good for the franchise as well. Get more fans in. Maybe they're doing this. Maybe there's another game in the future coming up. I don't know.
Okay,
more people involved, the better.
Here's moving that to one side. Here's some news. Even Toad has the X Factor now. Everybody wants to get on the singing bandwagon, don't they? Early reports that the Super Mario Brothers movie would be a musical seem to be truer by the day. After Giant Bomb's Jeff Grubb reported a rumor that the film would have multiple musical numbers back in April, and Jack Black confirmed earlier this month he'll be rocking it out as Bowser, Keegan-Michael Key has revealed that Toad will sing too. When the comedian actor was asked by Variety if Toad will sing in the movie, he confirmed it. I got to improvise a song in Super Mario Brothers, which was an absolute blast. That was just a stick of fun, the whole thing, he said. Key also spoke a little about how he'd found the voice for the little mushroom-headed guy. He said, I was working on the voice of my partner and tried to find the voice through the internal journey of the character and then with the directors. We sprinkled some things in and we moved it around. That's the sort of thing Tom would say about his time treading the boards, but he lives in an Amazonian jungle now, so fair play to him. Where they moved, it was into a higher register. Mostly there was something about the timbre. I wanted it higher and higher and higher, and that's where we ended up, and I'm really happy where we ended up, he said. Nintendo and its animation studio partner Illumination, which made the Minions, if you're not aware, are still being relatively secretive about the Super Mario Brothers movie. The first trailer only featured footage from 3 scenes. The third, featuring Luigi, was fleeting and leaves the look and sound of many characters a mystery. Mario and the Mushroom Kingdom has so rarely been portrayed on film and television in the last 30 years, and there's been intense interest and a little controversy about the vocal performance, in particular Chris Pratt as Mario. Pratt has yet to make any comment about the singing. Looking forward to hear Chris belt out of tune. Key's Toad has also received the seal of approval from most fans, however. So getting some of it right. I saw there was some social media nonsense which fixed Sonic's eyes. So now let's fix Mario's buttocks. They were too toned for some people. They wanted this big bubble butt going on. I don't know if is that PG? I think it is.
Yeah.
Just don't Google it too much. Delete that. We haven't got any interns at the minute, so that's done. Okay. But just quick thoughts. I mean, you're 3 grown men here, although we geeky to elements, so probably man babies at best is a good description for us 3. My fellow man babies, are you excited or dead from the neck down at the thought of this movie and Toad singing?
To be honest, I don't care. It's probably aimed towards kids anyway, so that's fine. I don't believe Toad ever spoke that I can remember, so hearing his voice might be a little weird, I guess. But all right, it's a musical. That's cool. I mean, whatever.
We haven't had a good musical in some time,
We need one.
one that I might enjoy. Is Blues Brothers a musical? I don't know. Let's pretend it is, and then I can say yes. RGT, I mean, you sat there right now dressed as Mario. I take it you're a big Mario fan, and you've literally, maybe you're sat in a tent right now outside the front of the London cinema where you're going to watch this day and date, friend.
I'm definitely not. No, it don't really interest me. I did see a trailer of it, and I found it a bit off-putting that Chris Pratt is just using his normal voice for Mario, which is not Mario's voice, which I found a bit strange. I found that a bit off-putting. It looks quite good, like I say, but I think, like Bobby said, it's probably more aimed at the younger crowd, I think. But we'll see. If it's musical, I think that'd be quite cool as a musical, actually, to be honest.
If I've got nothing better to do, and that includes probably lots of boring jobs, if they're all done and there's nothing better to do, I'll take a look at it. Yeah. Some of the younger listeners, they'll be all over this like a rash. There's going to be merch everywhere. It's going to be forced into McDonald's meal. It's going to be slapped on air fresheners. It's going to touch every single surface you can lay an image of Mario on.
Yeah, cinema will have Mario cups.
And I'm sure they'll make a movie to coincide with the film.
A movie to coincide?
I mean, a game. Sorry, a game.
Imagine making a movie about
the movie for the movie.
Imagine and then that. Base the game on the movie about the movie. That would be. Let's do that. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Some last action hero.
Maybe it could be like a Mario RPG, a little bit like Yakuza, where you go do a little bit of karaoke, do some singing, you eat some whatever Mario eats in the Mushroom Kingdom. Mushrooms probably helps sustain his vision of the mushrooms.
I actually would love to see that. You always have good ideas. And to see Mario in a type of world like that, why not? Change it up.
Okay. We've said this before, we'll say it again. They could have done it with Zelda, they could have mixed it up, they could have put him on the moon. It doesn't matter as long as it's Zelda. The story, if you get into the lore of that game, is a different hero every time in a different place and time. It's just that the princess and the Link, have this emotional journey. And obviously, Ganon's in the background ruining everyone's prawn vol-au-vents. But they could do that with Mario. They could do a real life Mario. I have seen some rather disturbing mock-ups using the Unreal Engine of having Chris Pratt in the clothes jumping up and down on the thing. It just looked wrong.
Yeah, it's
sounds disturbing. That.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we don't need God of War Mario. We just need little cute Mario. I'm happy with that.
He has a son, and he goes back through, and then he goes way through the game, and he gets out the fire flower, and he's like, "Stand back, boy!" Boo, 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 boo. And everyone's like, "Yeah, we saw this coming. This is amazing. Oh wow, my Mario! Look at him go with the white and the I don't know. I can't see it happening. If I got in charge of Nintendo for a day, that and F-Zero would be greenlit immediately." Talking of, quite often, Bobby's the person. He gets on the air, he says, "This is what I want, Nintendo, make it." Okay? RGT comes on air. He says, "I want a pack-in for God of War Ragnarok." Guess what? RGT, you were right. Tell the listeners you were right. I don't know whose news this is at this point. I'm lost thick deep in the method acting that Tom taught me. I did it in Emperor Palpatine's voice, but then I realised it was Vader that said that. So, proven I know nothing not only about gaming, but one of the film's biggest franchises. I've got my teeth in. I'm going to do it. God of War Ragnarok, blessed by RGT, is less than a month away from its launch on PS4 and PS5. And to remind you of that, Sony posted a trailer on Thursday, hyping the more immersive effects of the game that it can deliver on PS5. Oh, but guess what? As predicted by the soothsayer himself, sat there with Caparossi Lee, looking at the leaves in the bottom of the cup. I predict they're going to do a
geezer.
I don't know how you transition.
That's what I'm on the Discord now. I'm a geezer on the Discord now.
Geezer of war.
Yeah.
We didn't know that you could do this, but you've now influenced Sony to produce a pack-in. Some would say they were doing it anyway. But you know what? Kudos to you.
We'll just go with I've got connections.
It's your first big scoop. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
First big scoop.
Postman does deliver.
Yeah.
Literally and figuratively every single time. Dumps his full sack right on your doorstep. You left feeling nothing but satisfied. Is what I've said, is any of what I've said not factual?
No,
Facts.
Yeah.
very true.
Great facts.
So, you know,
100% true.
even makes people sign to say they were satisfied with their delivery. There's a man who's
Definitely.
committed to making sure everyone's getting a good time.
Yep.
Some news about consoles, some news about games. God of War Ragnarok, in addition to the new PS5 bundle and the DualSense, also has a digital deluxe edition available through the PlayStation Store, but the premium stuffed $199.99 collector's edition and the $259.99 Jotnar edition are sold out slap everywhere, meaning the PS Store, Amazon, and other major retailers soon. Boys. Obviously, you are both blessed with a PS5, so you probably won't be getting the pack in unless Bobby's gone full Ragnarok on us.
No, I'm just gonna I just got the Juntar edition. As soon as I saw it, I bought it. No questions asked.
Wait, hang on. Public service announcement here. You've thrown down $260 on the Jontnar edition.
Yeah.
No way.
Immediately threw it down. Didn't even look. Also, I used my PlayStation credit card, which gave me 5 times the bonus points, and I got a free $75 code. Yeah. So like a double whammy win for me.
As the current Lord of Farmerton, let me hang on a minute. Countess! You paid him too much money again. He's got the PlayStation credit card.
PlayStation credit card.
Yeah.
Just to pass the credit approval for that card.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
I can't even get in-store credit at the dollar discount store, Bobby.
You know what? It was kind of like maybe Odin blessed me because a month before this was out, I got like an email about the card.
No. Can you maybe just say that a crow delivered it? A raven?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And I said, okay, let me check it out. Boom. I approved. I got approved. I was all right. I'll use it. There's a bunch of bonus points. So I put my cell phone there automatically. Automatic deduction from the cell phone. Get some points. Bought this bad boy. I got an email that I spent X amount of money in the first whatever month. And I got a $75 rebate, digital code for $75 for the store. And the games paid off. So it's perfect. Zero balance on the credit card. It's great.
Want a full when the Jotnar edition lands, I want a full in-depth.
Now here's the thing.
Maybe an unboxing on. No.
I promised Eva I wouldn't buy any more of these editions because we just have no more place to put things. So I'm gonna have to figure this out. I'll worry about that when it comes out, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe you.
I'll say it was a gift. A lot of things I buy, I was like, "Oh, look what Tommy got me." Yeah, a lot of stuff like that. Yeah.
I do. You've just given the game away, though.
On Amazon Music.
You've just given
Alexa, stop. I don't know why she's talking. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I think she's just revved up about you getting the Jotnar edition and the seeming subterfuge that's going to have to go with that. The subterfuge is unbelievable. I'm talking MI5 level of intrigue here.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, that.
So I'm definitely pumped. Yeah.
Well, that leads us into the next bit of news. I don't know which one of you. The headline for this next bit of news sums up pretty much how you're going to behave when the Jotnar edition gets delivered to your doorstep by RGT.
Yeah.
What's this?
Just bury your head, which I do quite often. Abaso's new, I probably butchered that word. Abaso's new game, A Plague Tale Requiem, might not be out until October 18th, but some physical copies of the game have supposedly already been shipped out. It's reportedly resulted in a number of story-related spoilers surfacing online earlier than expected. The composer of the game, Oliver Devineri, even shared a video message on social media asking the game's community not to share spoilers. So there you go. Just stay alert when browsing anything related to the Plague Tale sequel online. If you're planning to play it next week, when the game does finally release, it'll be available to Game Pass subscribers.
Excellent. So nice game landing on Games Pass. Great news.
Mm.
Spoilers in games. They annoy the hell out of me. It's like a spoiled kid at Christmas.
It's really bad because, your phone listens to you. I don't care what anybody says. And sometimes you open Google, just to open a regular Google, and the headlines is outrageous. So I'm very scared to open Google because some things I'm talking about, it knows I'm interested into it, and it gives me the news. And I remember I was spoiled a few TV series I was watching. They spoiled it like the day of the release of the show. Why do people have to do this?
I don't understand why people do it.
It's so ridiculous, to be honest. I know PlayStation has an option where you can like hide news from a game maybe you're interested in. You can click hide. So when you turn on your console, you don't have the news like right there. So if I'm interested in it, I might do that. Or if I know something's coming out, like the Halloween film, for example, spoilers are everywhere within the first hour before the movie even came out. So you have to just be careful. It's sad, but it's true.
Is it worse? RGT, let me pose you this question. Is it worse in a game which you have to dedicate somewhere between 20 and 40 plus hours to get the resolution of the story? Is it worse in a 2.5 hour movie or a 20-hour series? Or is it just generally bad behavior? I'll give you my take. I think spoiling anything is bad, but spoiling a game where you have to physically slog your character through it and experience the experience, it stings then to think, well, I kind of know what's happening, so why am I even bothering to wade through this horde of enemies? What's the point?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts, Stud?
I'm with you. I think any spoilers are bad. I completely hate spoilers, but I do think they're worse in a game. When you've paid £70 for a game, you've pre-ordered, you've got to put a lot of hours into that game, and then one wrong click online and someone spoiled the ending for you. I think is terrible, and I never understand why people do it. I don't know what they get out of doing it.
No, I don't. Unless it's like I finished it, so now I'm going to run it for everybody else, or maybe they're just so excited that they want to discuss the ending.
Maybe, maybe.
I don't know, but either which way, it's bad form.
A lot of reviewers do it too. They talk about the game, they don't tell you spoilers only, and then oops. I'm like, bro, wow, thanks.
They've I don't know, it must be good for them because they're never going to get it spoiled because they're playing it fresh for the first time as they post the review. So a lot of the reviews I read, they go out their way to try and avoid like plot twists and things, but sometimes just by the mere act of talking about the game, you have to mention some of the characters and bits and bobs. So
I tend not to really look at reviews anyway, unless I'm like kind of torn. But sometimes just in their regular review of trying not to be spoiler, they mention things that could lead up to something in your mind, thinking, it's annoying.
Okay. Well, let's rest that there. Community corrections last week. No one messaged into the Discord to say that we got anything wrong or factually incorrect at all, RGT. So the good news is everything you said last week you've got away with, so it's gospel.
Perfect.
One last question. Dear listener, did we miss anything? Do you have an opinion or take on the news we missed? If so, find it out amongst yourselves, RGT and Bobby. How would they interact with us and let us know that we're a trio of pillocks and that we're not safe in front of a microphone, let alone should that information then be uploaded to the internet for people to listen to at their pleasure, stroke leisure.
Well, Bobby, I'll let you go. Your man returned.
They could hit us up on Instagram or Twitter, or they could use George's favorite way of contact, questions@unofficialcontrollerpodcast.com, and let us know if we hit the nail on the head or took a strike three in a final inning of a playoff game.
Wow, I like it. Okay, well, there's a double grounder there for you. Question, RGT, where's the best place they can go to interact with the community and live their best lives?
You come and join us on Discord, on the Unofficial Controller Discord channel. Many like-minded gamer on there, playing all different systems. And like I said last week, we chat from anything on there, from what you're having for your tea, where you're walking your dog, and what you're up to at the moment. So come and join in.
Perfect. So with that bombshell out the way, Discord links, community corrections, news, put to bed. Those that know the show would be expecting a feature here. No, well, there's 3 of us now, so there ain't enough room for all of us. So features are going to be very special episodes. We might treat it to a Halloween special. We might not, but one would imagine the inevitable Halloween special. Let me know the number. Pay attention in the Discord. If you do know the number that's coming up this Halloween, well done. Anyway, everyone knows that's all done. It's put to bed. 3 stallions arrive at the gate, wanting to know what happens next. Well, what happens next is the biggest stallion in the whole of the village rocks up. It's Stingray. It's time for a peek. And what we affectionately know as Stingray's boot. Here he comes, tearing down the drive, pebbles everywhere. What's nestled between some counterfeit nappies and a dodgy copy of Batfriendle this week? These are the new release highlights for the week, October 17th to October 23rd, 2022. Listeners, these are out digital or physical, or will be, maybe. Who even knows anymore? By the time this podcast in your feed, but could be region dependent. Spring stop shake. Wow, whoa. The mulleted one, as I see him, steps out the car. Looking good, Ray? Is that Old Spicer smell? Don't look at me like that. Those laser eyes literally will leave me blind. RGT, what do you see him as this week? Still a floating mullet, a.k.a. it from Sting, from Adam's Family? Or what?
The mullet is still floating, but I'm getting an essence of a face now. Sort of a bit of a stubble, and there's a bit of a Lambert and Butler just poking out of this sort of ghostly face.
So he's like an embryonic Ray at the minute, as you see.
Yeah. I think he might form a little bit more each week till I get the full double denim.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. It's called Thing in Adam's Family. If someone wants a free community correction, there you go. Boom. You just won yourself a blankety blank checkbook and pen. You know, you're next level now. Get that merch up on the shelf. Do it. Okay. So, Bobby, it's been a short while you've been away. How do you see the rain now?
Well, first of all, I smell that Brute cologne he's wearing.
Oh, he wears Brute for you.
That's right.
Right. Okay.
That's what I smell. And it brings me back memories when I was growing up. So that's good, you know? And then obviously he got on those really beautiful tight blue jeans. But then it's like, is it a vest? Is it a sweater? Is it a hoodie? I don't know. Something over there.
It's his skin.
He's a beautiful man, by the way.
Okay.
5 o'clock shadow. Perfect.
Well, you know what he's like. He's got the rest of the world to get around like Father Christmas, and he has a limited window of time to do so. So the boot's popped. He's leant on the back of it looking, well, I would say, a little bit aggressive. So I'm going to dive in and pull out this, which I think is, number 3 in his boots, my mummy. So I'm going to take this one. It's a Plague Tale Requiem on the PC, the Xbox Series X, the PS5, and believe it or not, in CFAX version, it's coming to the Switch. October 18th. Far across the seas, an island calls. Embark into a brutal, breathtaking world twisted by supernatural forces. Dive into the sequel of the award-winning A Plague Tale Innocence, joining Emiko and Hugo on a heart-rending, rat-infested new journey. Who wants to dive in that boot next, like a starving kid at a pick and mix?
I'll go because I kept reading this wrong.
Okay.
So I read it as Adderall Dreams, but it's actually Amberall Dreams, only for PC. October 18th. The hit series returns. Roll, bounce, and discover eerie worlds in this precision platformer for all skills. Play through an enchanting campaign. Try to best the insane difficulty or create your own levels to share with the world.
Hey, well, this is my mummy. Is it yours?
Yeah, it's mine as well, I think. I'm going to have to go with mummy on this. Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed. PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, PS4, October the 18th. Hunting or haunting, the choice is yours in the upcoming... Oh, that's a big word.
That's the kind of threat you are, asymmetrical.
Asymmetrical Ghostbusters game from... Is that Ilphonic?
I believe that's what they're called, that studio, yeah.
Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed. Play with up to 4 of your friends or solo on multiple platforms.
Yeah. Okay, well, Them's fighting herds out on PS5, Xbox Series X, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. Cowpoke, October 18th. Them's fighting herds is a 2D fighting game featuring a cast of adorable animals designed by acclaimed cartoon producer Lauren Faust. Beneath the cute and cuddly surface, a serious fighter awaits. Bobby, I'm switching to you as an old school, old West kind of voice. I know I slipped into Queen's English for the word October, but other than that, did you believe just for a moment you were speaking to Jesse James?
Yeah, you had that southern twang. I liked it.
Cowpoke.
I think what would have made it. I think what nailed it would have just been a flat no, and then silent. Did it?
That's good.
No. Okay.
Nope.
So it passed. Okay. Bobby, it's time for you to have a swing at this. What's next?
The last hero of nostalgia. PC, Xbox X, Series X, and Xbox One. October 19th. The last hero of nostalgia, maybe it's nostalgia, is a satirical action adventure brought to life by a twisted and wicked tale.
Next up, we've got Fu Batora, Lost Haven, PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, PS4, and Xbox One. October 20th, embark on an epic adventure to save Earth in this interplanetary action RPG. Harness the ancient powers of sun and moon to take on a variety of unique enemies while solving diverse puzzles and exploring stunning sci-fi worlds, each with its own curious stories, inhabitants, and mysteries. Sound interesting?
That should have been my mummy, but do you know what? Nothing screams mummy out of Stingray's boot more than nostalgia. And Tom messaged me on the drums the other day from the jungle with a link to this. I thought, you know what? Okay, Tom, fine. You know, like the Puppet Master, you control us even now. So you did that. So this is my pick out the boot. My next pick, Hell is Others on the PC October 20th. Hell is Others is a survival horror PvP VEVP VP VEVP VEVP top-down shooter VE. Outside the safety of your apartment lies the noir hellscape that is Century City, a city of endless night that straddles the line between reality and insanity. Sounds like me when I'm trying to doze off at night. Explore, hunt, and loot in a place where blood is literally currency.
Next, Mario and the Rabbids, Sparks of Hope for the Switch, October 20th. Load a team of your favorite Mario and Rabbids characters to bring back order into the universe and save the Sparks. Embark in this epic journey filled through mysterious, strange, and ever surprising planets filled with fascinating inhabitants and compelling quests. What can he do?
For a Mario, it's a me, little Tim. I mean, for that, you know, excitement is next level. Oh, hang on a minute. I'm torn because I guess his Bobby's is right at the end of the list. The last game to come out of the boot. He kept his powder dry. I went in on some, you know, licensed drivel at the start, as did you, got sucked in by the nostalgia. Yet the man who waits, it's that whole two horses in the field, you know, one rushes down and makes love to one of them, the other walks down and makes love to them all. That's Bobby's that latter horse. I think they're bulls, but let's not let the truth get in the way of a good story.
Exactly.
Up next, out of the boot, the Pegasus. The Pegasus Expedition. You know, for the number one multi-format gaming show on the internet, probably slightly below average. The Pegasus is on the PC October 20th. Pegasus Expedition is a story-driven sci-fi grand strategy game set in a key moment for humankind's survival. Facing an overwhelming threat at home, humanity sends expeditions to the Pegasus Galaxy in a desperate attempt to find refuge for the population of Earth.
Is that me now? I think it's me now, isn't it?
I'm going to say that Pegasus Expedition, and the way I read it out, was probably one of the most stupendous miscalculations of judgment I've ever executed on this show.
That was brilliant.
Okay.
No, you made me feel better for all my mistakes.
It certainly wasn't them fighting herds, that's for sure.
Is it me now? I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah. And that
Warhammer.
that leaves Bobby exactly where he needs to be. It's almost destiny.
Brilliant. Warhammer 40,000 shooters. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but sounded a bit street. Shooters. Blood and Teeth. PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch October 20th. From the developers of the Guns, Gore, and Cannelloni franchise comes a new 2D run-and-gun platformer, Warhammer 40,000, Shooters, Blood and Teeth. Spearhead an orc invasion, destroy the Hive City, and kill your war boss. Here we go.
Wow. Every time I see the word "here we go," it reminds me of that really old football joke about Earwig Zero. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that, no.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I can't remember the full joke, but it's something like, these guys, they need some extra guy for a football team, and they bring in this Earwig, and they haven't got a number for him, so they put a number 0. Right into the Discord if you know the full joke, but it's something along these lines. To put number 0 on his shirt, and he ends up being absolutely spectacular. And all the assembled insects are singing out, "Earwig, oh, earwig, oh, earwig, oh." I can't believe you've not heard that was a staple.
No, I'm actually writing that down.
Playground all the time. You don't need to. It's committed to audio forever.
That's true.
That's the dedication. The Ponsonbury family funds have been dedicated to making sure these shows will last. You can be spinning on a rock after 6,000 to 7,000 nuclear winters, and you'll be able to listen to this show. That's my promise to you. And therefore, this show has now just cemented your "Here We Go" legacy, RGT.
Yep, definitely has.
Let's not let the Ray go just yet. We've got one more game.
The final game.
Game of the week. And then we need to rustle up a DVD each. Stingray, chill your boots.
Gotham Knights for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X, October 21st. Batman is dead. It's now up to the Bat family, Batgirl, Nightwing, Robin, and Red Hood to protect Gotham City.
And that's officially, so they can put the stamp on the box. Is that your mummy, Bobby?
I'm torn between Ghostbusters and Gotham, but I'm going to have to do, I would say Gotham.
Okay. Well, it's not like us to be generous. So those two developers now, they can rest easy. They get to put the logo, the new logo, the Swimming Baby, right on the front of their box, as recommended by some random 3 guys on the internet. Seal of approval.
Yeah.
My DVD pick, it's a Hawking massive box. It's not the John Nara edition, Bobby. Calm down. Calm down. Okay. It's the Lost full collection. TV series Lost. Yes.
That is a big box.
That's what she said. That is what I'm committing to. What slice of nostalgia have you two characters pulled out?
I've actually gone with a VHS. I'm going old school.
Okay. He's got it all.
And I am going for one called Eat My Dust. Do you remember that? That's got who's the guy who's in Happy Days? He's now a director.
Richard Cunningham?
Yes, he's in it.
What's his real name, though? I'm not sure. But his
Howard.
daughter. Howard, his daughter's in Jurassic
Something
World.
Howard. I don't know. She's Bryce Dallas Howard.
Is it Ron Howard?
Ron Howard. Bam.
Ron Howard. Yeah, he's in
Can we call him Dave?
Dave Howard. That's good.
Yeah,
sounds
that's
good.
the guy. Yeah.
Yeah, Dave Howard. Dave's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just a bit of a knockoff sort of Dukes of Hazzard, Eat My Dust sort of film. So I'm going to be watching that.
Wow. Okay. Bobby,
Classic.
grace us with your cinematic masterpiece.
Well, since it's, October, so I'm in the mood for all things scary. I pulled out the VHS tape of The Exorcist.
Some would say it's
which
scary
really
on
has
VHS.
not held up at all. But
Spin your head and
it's still pretty scary.
It's mildly scary if you haven't seen a horror movie ever.
If you are a veteran, it's just watch it at night, no big deal.
Morning, noon, and night. Watch it for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
What you eat your cereal to in the morning if you're a true horror pro, which you are. Well, with that said, He turned to me, and for a fleeting moment, his eyes turned to crimson red laser pointers before he just disappeared into what looked like a black cloud of smoke that whooshed under the gate. And I'm left with nothing apart from the Lost Box set, a fake copy of Ghostbusters, and shivers up and down my spine. Spooky season really approaches. Those that know the show, and if they don't, and they've got this far, as I said last week, your tolerance of pain is through the roof. I could literally shoot you in the face and you would just laugh at me. Well done, listener. Because you know it's time for me to ask these legends of the gaming industry. One's got more trophies than literally thousands of other people. Number 10 in the whole of the world trophy list. He knows his games inside and out. He doesn't just play games, he finishes them. Okay? The mighty Bobby. The other man has collected everything that's ever span or been inserted silicon-wise into a machine. He's captured it like some sort of greedy prison warden, except in his jail, the inmates are games and consoles. It's RGT. What have you been playing, boys? I don't know. Let's spin the wheel. Let's spin the bottle. Stopped on Bobby. Get naked and tell me what you're hoping to play.
All right, clothes coming off. I bought The Last of Us Part 1, like the new one.
Yes.
Only because I have it for PS3. Didn't get the PS4 remake, so I got this. Played the first chapter. Looks fantastic.
Yes.
Looks good. Looks really good. I still tear up in the beginning because that's just how it is. I'm hoping to finish play that. Got to do some manager stuff in FIFA, and probably gonna play. I don't know, some Dead by Daylight if possible later on.
Just to get your Halloween vibe up. If clickers aren't enough, there's a man who goes to an all-you-can-eat buffet and is like, I haven't had a zombie yet, mate. You better give me a bit more.
Yeah.
What else?
That's it. And then just watch the Manchester United game. And that's it. Manchester United.
Seeing as we're now more popular in Germany than we are in the UK, I think you got away with that, Bobby.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You got away with that. Okay. To which town's most arrested football hooligan, RGT? What's your... What are you hoping to play? I don't even know how this show works anymore. What are you hoping to play?
I'm trying to sort of drain myself away from FIFA a bit. But I'll probably play a bit more FIFA. Try and
drag yourself away with playing from FIFA by playing a bit of FIFA.
Yeah,
yeah, it's hard. It's hard.
But also now I've started Watch Dogs Legions. That's grabbed my interest a bit. So I'm going to play some more on that later on today and hopefully this week. So yeah, see how we get on with that. But they're sort of the main three I'm going to be playing, I think.
Okay. Myself, personally, I'm going to grease up and slide into a bit more Detroit Become Human. It's too easy just to pick up and play as well. It's absolutely wonderful.
It is.
What else have I got on the go? Last of Us Part 2. Just needed to take a break from that because playing, one thing I'd say, Bobby, is the good thing about Last of Us Part 1 is it's seamless. Last of Us Part 2 doesn't look quite as good as Last of Us Part 1 anymore, sadly. But it seamlessly just kind of, it feels so the same universe now. But if you're playing back to back, which is interesting from a story point of view, especially some of the throwaway lines in 1 that get followed up in 2.
Yeah. No, it does. It's good.
Really, really cool. That pays off. And they are literally throwaway lines. But when I played through it 1 again, most recently, I was like, I forgot they said that. And that actually is something that we're revisiting too. So that's really cool.
Even the way they move in the combat, it's like one real universe now.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Although, I think I said last week, sometimes the PS3 environments, which basically is what you're playing in, with the PS5 or stroke 4 AI enemies, can leave you feeling a little bit like, well, I feel like I'm bit in a corner here. And I was playing Last of Us 2 this week, and I did notice that it's very frugal with ammo at times, whereas Last of Us 1, it feels like a pure smorgasbord, and you can get away with a lot more stuff. In 2, I seem to find myself out of ammo and having to do the whole rush and stab thing. But if you ain't got something to throw, you just end up in this really horrible loop, brutally being gunned down. And every time you get up and hold run and get a bit further, like, you're like, no, you're not doing this.
And they don't miss either.
There's a thing in the loading screen that's like they are deadly aim. So they 100% of the time aim if you rush them. Whereas I felt on the PS3 version all the way back in the day, if things got a bit desperate, you could rush and basically stab your way out of a room of 10 or 15 people. That is not happening this time around on either of them. So is it more realistic? Yes. Is it more challenging? Yes, in a way it is. So lots of fun to be had there. May have a little sniff of Gotham Knights. Maybe. Actually, can I see myself going all in on that before God of War? Ooh.
I mean, I don't think it's that long of a game. Can't imagine it being that long. So you still have a few weeks before God of War even comes out.
This is the man who finishes games, platinums them in the same time it takes for me to get the cellophane wrapper off. I'm not the sharpest bulb in the cutlery drawer. I'll give you that. That ain't right. But anyway, anything else that you guys are planning on, either through gaming or anything exciting to share with the listeners before we head on out, boys?
No, I think that's about it for me. No.
Yeah, not really. Just try not to I retired from painting, that's for sure. I had about enough of it this month.
You mean painting walls or?
Painting anything. I am just done with it for the rest of the year.
So, bada bing, stick and rest easy that you're not going to do a Sistine Chapel this afternoon.
Yeah, it's really... Oh, man.
Even the thought of it.
Well, on that paint-spattled note, let's say that's all we have time for this week. Listeners, always thank you for your time. I look forward to the pleasure of speaking to you again next week. Until then, happy gaming. Remember, there's nothing wrong with being given the unofficial controller. It's what you do with it that counts. See you, RGT and Bobby.
See you, George.